We are still in the beginning stages of the Biden administration, but the fight for 15, the push to raise the federal minimum wage, has been picking up a lot of steam over the last few days. Now Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is leading the way for a new bill to raise that wage to $15 an hour. It would climb 5 steps over the next 4 years and put more money in the pockets of about 32 million Americans. Let's go to NBC10's Lauren Mayk live in our studio for more on that effort. Lauren.
Jacqueline, this is being watched particularly closely in Pennsylvania because the minimum wage here, unlike some other places, has not been raised past that federal minimum.
In Washington, workers from Philadelphia with a message.
Fighting for $15 an hour for tipped workers. It's long overdue.
A minimum wage boost nationally would be particularly impactful to workers from Pennsylvania, where the minimum wage is lower than surrounding states, same as the federal minimum at $7.25. Carrie Ann Schweitzer works in a diner in Northeast Philly. She says a $15 minimum would mean a more stable income.
I'm totally going on dependency of the generosity of others. That is no way to make a living. I can't say I can't pay my electric this month because I didn't get enough tips this month.
The rally here today coinciding with a newly energized push to raise the minimum wage. Today, Senator Bernie Sanders laying out a plan to get there in 4 years.
Now is not the time for excuses. Now is not the time for more talk. Now is the time for action.
Back home, some businesses warn it could mean changes.
We've looked at is cutting jobs because we're not going to have that many servers. We went to more of a self-service model like you might see at a Five Guys or a Wawa, where people punch in the orders on their phone and they pay at their phone.
Scott Rudich at Brown Guys Brewing Company says they already pay workers above minimum wage, but raising that mandated limit would raise the cost of payroll, something he's particularly concerned about right now.
In a pandemic, we just don't have that much cash. Payroll is easily 50% of our expenses right now.
The head of the Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Association says his group is not opposed to some sort of boost.
We're not opposed to that. But it's got to be something that makes sense and it's stair-stepped over time. And the concept of a $15 national minimum wage is problematic because the cost of living varies so much in one part of the country versus another.
Back in Washington, workers arguing an increase is overdue.
I think we're not asking for much. This is, for me at least, I think it's like the minimum that we deserve.
Now, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf has tried to push to increase the minimum wage. His office tells me he will continue to do that. And here's something else to watch out for. I spoke today with Pennsylvania State Representative Kevin Boyle from Philadelphia. He has a plan to allow counties to raise the minimum wage on their own, which they are not allowed to do right now in Pennsylvania. And he says that could be part of the conversation, perhaps in late spring, after they see what is in that final relief bill from Washington. I'm Lauren Mayk, NBC10 News.